So we're gonna move forward from here. I think we're gonna talk about her full crouch game from this point onward. Well, I might talk about her counter hit tools first. She does have a few, some pretty good ones. I've already talked about 4, which is like Supreme Overlord Beast counter hit tool, because it does give you counter hit launch for an amazing amount of damage. Like, it gets 93 solo or something. It's quite easy to do. Just dash to back 1, and you do like the normal combo. Like, it's nothing special. What you can do with some teams is you can do 1+2 instantly to bind, because it's no hits, it's only 2 hits. But I prefer to do a solo combo after that, because it does so much damage and you don't get a bunch of red life. That is the drawback. Like, especially if you do something like this, because all the damage is gonna be like red life. So that is a drawback. So I'd stick to using her solo combo unless you get some fucking crazy like 120 damage situation going on. But that is good. It's a 13 frame high for counter hit launch. I like to use her 2 string as well. They changed it. It is 2-3-3. It used to give counter hit launch on the 3rd hit. If you got a counter hit on the 2nd as well, it would always launch. But it wasn't that useful, I think, because people, why would they get counter hit by the 2nd hit? But it is now 2-3-3 is counter hit from the 1st hit. Like, I got a standing guard, she can't block it. 51 damage and wall splat. Super good. It's only -11 on the last hit. The 2nd hit, however, is -12. So use it, like, be careful, I guess, because just doing this you will get punished for it. That's it. Like, still strong, good range, good wall splat move, good to make people not hit buttons all the fucking time. I already talked about Dynamite 2-2, but that is also a good counter hit tool, especially at the wall. It's not as good as 2-3-3, I think, but it has sort of a different application. Other than that, I think those are her strongest counter hit tools. Back 4-3 I've talked about as well, is really good on counter hit. But other than that, I think that's sort of it. She obviously has other stuff that gives you more shit on counter hit, but those are the main moves I would use. Moving on from that is her full crouch game. Now this as well as destroy is her like bread and butter, like her actual pressure. Like, it's good and all to do this all game, but that's not gonna kill anyone. Like, you're gonna get a character down to 50%, you're gonna tag, and then, like, if you get hit by something, you die. Her full crouch game is really good. You can get into it, especially with back 1. You can get into it with, +8 on hit. You can just duck as well. Another good way to get into full crouch is down back, because down back 1, I mean, because with backup stance, see, like, if I do this, like, I tap it real fast, I get the stance, but if I wait just a little bit, I get while standing moves. And that is really good, because it is an evasive way to get into down back, and like, even if they don't wave something, you can do moves. But if they do wave something, you can punish them with like this, or wait and do while standing 2 or something like that. But from back 1, say you hit this and you got these plus frames, you got 2 main moves as your mix-up. You got full crouch down forward 1+2, which is a 23 frame low, I think. It's really slow, but it does high crouch all animation. It is only -11 on block, and it leaves you at +5. The thing with it is that it's so good because it's +5 and it gets you into destroy. So you move from this full crouch mix up, which I'll get to the mid in a bit. So you do the low. If they don't block that, you get like now you're in destroy and you're +5, so you get another mix-up between a low and a mid. So that's super good. You want to keep the pressure string going. The mid option is while standing 1+2, and while standing 1+2 is a quite slow mid. I'm not exactly sure. Let me check this out. How fast it is. Real quickly. While standing 1+2, 27 frames, so it's quite slow. But the thing is, people probably won't be hitting hitting buttons anyway. Sorry, because you're at +8, so you can do like while standing 2 if they hit buttons or hopkick or anything. Like you can represent this move early if you think they don't know about your plus frames. But other than that, I'd stick to using like 1+2 or full crouch down for 1+2, and the occasional quicker move to make sure that they still respect your plus frames. But it is 27 frames. It's always safe, but the thing about it is that it's -8 if you do like this, but you can hold it, and you can hold it for different amounts of time. Like if you do this, if you do 1 spin, you're -8. If you do 2 spins, you are -4, and if you do 3, you're at 0. So at best you can be at 0. It is also a homing move, which I think I forgot to mention, but that also makes it so people won't be sidewalking you because of your frames. So it's really good, it's safe. I mean, this is also quite safe, so it's not that high risk of a mix-up. And what's really good about both these options is this on hit leaves you in +5 destroy, as I said, so you keep the mix-ups going. If you hit this move, you get really good Oki. You get the same Oki as from down back 4. So the exact same rules apply, like the 4-4-3-4-4 or dash up down back 4. Like these are still the same tools you use, and it's still like a 50-50, right? So you keep the string of shit going on, which is really good because you got to take the opportunities you get with Alisa. Sorry, to do the most amount of damage and to make people guess as much as possible, because you have sort of lackluster frames, especially on block, but on hit, on certain moves, you can really go in. Another thing about while standing 1+2 is that if you do it like the full delay, which it's not impossible to hit the full delay, because these moves look sort of similar and they're so slow, people will try to see this move and they'll get hit by this. And if you do hit the full delay, you can get a dash down for 1+2 guaranteed. But it is sort of hard to get. I think you get 56 damage or so, but it is quite hard. It's a sort of quick dash. Yeah, I probably won't be able to fucking hit it because, yeah, there you go, 56 damage. So that's sort of your bread and butter for a crouch game. If people are really good at blocking your stuff, or they just, I don't know, you wanna go for a knockdown or something, you can do her full crouch throw. Because it is 10 frame, it comes out quite quickly, and it gives you 45 damage, the highest damage of her throws. But as I said before, it does not give you any Oki, and I'd rather go for the low if you think they're gonna stand, because I mean, if they stand, it is guaranteed, unlike the throw, which can always be broken, and it gives you more opportunities to hit them, especially with destroy being so good now that it gives you, like, it's tag bufferable, the 2. So I'd take any chance to go into destroy with plus frames over a sort of semi-bad knockdown, even though it's a lot of damage. And that's sort of, I think, the bread and butter of her crouch game. Like, you use any while standing move you want to. I would avoid ever using while standing 3 because it's a piss shit ass move. Like, it's super horrible. Should probably forget that it even exists. It's that bad. Like, fuck that move. Fuck the person that thought of that move. Fuck it. But I think that's it for crouch game. Like, you can obviously go for like another throw if you think they're gonna expect the 1+2 throw. You can go for 2 or something, but that's also something that's like a really good player they're gonna break it. I mean, throws are quite hard to break, I think, but it's not. I don't think it's as good. Like, I would always go for more mix-up Soroki. Like, the general game plan with Alisa so far, I've talked about. Like, you want to stay at this range, frustrate them with down back 3. Just respect that you're at -2 and don't try to do stupid shit. Like, you gotta respect your opponent because you can't just play like an idiot. But frustrate them with down back 3. If they're at minus frames, keep them at bay with down for 4. But don't get overzealous because you're at minus frames on block. Hit forward 2 from time to time and try to like, it doesn't matter, you can always do 1+2 afterwards, because it's not more minus because of the destroy animation, and you can always block from it. So do that from time to time, and if they get hit by it, you get the +7 mix-up. And then when you frustrate them, try to do backdash. Use your movement, sidestep or backdash, to make them whiff, and whiff punish accordingly. You got down for 2, which has pretty good range. Does not launch crouchers, as I said, but your best whiff punish tool is probably back 3+4. Back 3+4 is an amazing whiff punisher. It launches everything, like it launches crouch. It has great crush, though I would rather whiff punish with it than like mash out and try to hope that I crush them. But great whiff punisher. It is tag bufferable. You get a lot of damage from a lot of characters, but some characters need to do specific things because it does leaves you at weird spacing. Like, you need to gap close with something. Like, if I got Bruce here, I need to do forward 1+2 or a dash to a move. Like, I can probably do like a dash to down 3-4. But sorry, can hit it. But keep in mind that, like, you don't get your bread and butter always, unless you got something that really moves you forward. But it's still really good. You used to do a lot more damage, but still 27 is quite nice. Why I would rather whiff punish with down for 2 if I could is that unless you want a tag buffer, back 3+4, 3+4 gives you sort of a weird combo, because it's auto bind, and like, you can't do this, but that's also not that good. So I'd rather use down for 2 in most cases, if I know it will hit. But back 3+4 is really good, especially early when you don't have the spacing like mapped out in your mind that much. Like, back 3+4 will hit at a lot of ranges. Like, it has super good range. Keep in mind it is launch punishable, as I said. I think that's probably her best whiff punish tool. So that's sort of her game plan. Annoy your opponent and try to wear them down so they start doing stupid shit. And if they don't do stupid shit, you just keep doing down by 3. Like, at some point they'll have to deal with it, or they'll have to tag, and when they tag, you go, like, you bop them, bam, and then they're fucked because they lost half their health. And then, like, if you got Bruce, who's fucking broken, you just, like, now you got Bruce in and they got no health, so you basically won because fuck them. I think I might do her running game. Like, she has quite a good running game. The thing is, like, you think it's better than it is, but it's still really good. She has running 2, which is super good. Does 37 damage. Gives you a guaranteed for 1+2 for 62 damage, which is super much. Like, it's almost a combo. It's kind of quick. I think it's 16 at its fastest, but you're probably not gonna execute it at 16, like, unless you do instant. The thing about this move, though, like, it is high and it is plus on block. It's pretty fucking good. But I'm sorry, I think it might be 24. 442 is 16. Sorry, it's 24 at fastest. But anyway, you can tag from it as well. You can do this to back 3+4 to tag, which is a little bit less damage, but still really good. It does not like, it doesn't track to her right, and the problem is from like, this move, you'd think that they want to duck right, but she has a running 3-4, and that's also really good because it is safe. It's -7, and it does a lot of damage. It does wall splat, and it is really fast. Both of them low crush as well, but the problem is that both of them are sidewalkable to her left. So it's not a mix-up per se, because you can just sidewalk to the left if you see her running. Like, you'll be able to launch Punisher as well, because these moves don't go really far after you've hit it. So keep that in mind. It's a lot better to use when you're at this range, when they can't really, like, they won't be able to sidewalk it on reaction, and you'll get the plus frames. Or if they think you're gonna do a running move, they have to either duck or let you have the plus frames. And if they duck a lot, you get the running 3-4, and if they stand still, you get the plus frames. Or they get hit by this and you do super amazing amount of damage. But it is a good way to get in, and if people don't try to, like, if they don't sidewalk, if they don't know about that, you can just use it as a mix-up, or get plus, I think it's +4, like, all the time. Like, I'm here, if they don't do anything about it, I get plus frames. Keep in mind though, you can't do like destroy or anything from it, but it's still like +4. Every character +4 is annoying. Maybe Alisa isn't the most annoying, but +4 is +4. She does have other running moves, but they're not executable as instant. She has a cross chop. Sorry, let's see if I can actually get this to work. That's different than other characters. Like this cross chop. Let's see if I can find. That is, I think it's like 0 to +3. No, maybe 0 to +1 or something on block. But Alisa's is not. It is -1, I think. No, -4, I think. But it does a little bit more damage, and it hits from further away. It's quite linear though. It's not that useful. It does have some application, but it's very, very specific, which I'll go into later when I talk about some throwaway things that she can do. But it's good to know that she has it. She also has like the generic slide that everyone has, but it's also like you gotta run a couple steps before executing it. Have I forgotten something? I think that's it about her running move. The thing about her poking is that she is very susceptible to people stepping her to her left. You only really have down back 3 to punish people for stepping, unless you use her homing moves. But it's really good that she has great homing moves. She has one of the best homing moves in the game, I think, which is back 3. Back 3 is, I think it's 20 frames, so it's kind of slow, but it has some high crush in it. It's sort of weird, like in the middle of the animation when she ducks like that, she high crushes. It is safe. It's -9, I think, and it has super long pushback, so people won't be able to punish it even if it was punishable. It's sort of a way to get back to neutral, because if they try to do something, they're gonna get like counter hit by something if they try to dash up and do something. So you're sort of at neutral afterwards. It hits really low, so you can't, like, I don't think you can crush it with anything, like, so super good. Wall splats, really good if they try to splat you. I think it's a good thing to use after running 2, because you're at +4. People often try to step, especially to her left, and then if you know that, a back 3 is a lot more threatening than hitting them with down back 3. Her other homing move outside of destroy is forward 4-1-4. It is 15 frames, as I said earlier. All of this is guaranteed if you hit the first. It's all natural. Thing is that it's not as safe as back 3. The second hit is a high, and the second hit is -13. So keep that in mind. The third hit, I mean, is -13. So keep that in mind that it, against a capable player, it is launch punishable. The first hit is -9, I think. No, sorry. The first hit is -12, so it is punishable on the first hit. So it's not. I don't think it's as useful as back 3. I think back 3 is a lot better. A thing about forward 1-4-4 is that you can reduce the damage from the last hit. You see, it does. It says it does 24, and if you do, I think the best way to reduce damage is doing quick recovery, like holding forward. Because if you do that, you take 14. So you take 10 less damage from doing that. What you can do as well is a quick back roll, but it does 14 as well. But at some angles, it's weird. You take more damage for back rolling than you do otherwise. You see that it does 32 damage. I'm not sure how that works, but I just know that's the thing. So if they want to reduce damage, they're gonna do a quick get up, quick recovery. Funny thing is, if they try to tag out of it, both characters are gonna get hit, which is a good thing to know as well. Kind of funny looking. So that's it for homing moves. I think I'll take a break and go into her wall game. I'm trying to figure out if I forgot something. I might have forgotten something about whiff punishing. Yeah. I'll talk about 2 more moves. Sorry for being so inconsistent here. I talked about back 3+4. But she has some other really long range moves. She has 1+2, which is probably her longest range move. It hits from super far away, but it is like 30 frames, so it's very slow. But if they're idiots and they just whiff shit, like, you can hit them from full screen. And this does 28 damage, and it is tag bufferable, so it's super good. I like to use it sometimes if I know they're gonna do a low. But it is very risky to do out in the open, because they can jab you. They can float you out of it really easily. You see, she's in the air for super long. Another thing about it is that it's weird is that on block it looks like it plus because they get this sort of stagger animation, but it is -9, I think. So keep that in mind. -9, not that good. It does bind as well, but that's very situational. Like I showed you, you could get 1+2 after counter hit 4. You can also do 1+2 after this, but you're not gonna hit that, so who cares? And the last whip punisher I'm gonna go through before I get onto her wall game is 4-4 1+2. And I'm probably gonna talk about this move at the wall as well, but it has pretty long range because you can delay the forward for quite a while. It does give you a combo you pick up with down jab into while standing 1-2, and like it's pretty good. I think it's kind of hard to use in that I I prefer to do back 3+4 because they have similar range unless you delay this, and if you delay it they have to whiff something really big. It is launch punishable on block, but this does give you quite a good juggle. Like, it gives you a better juggle than back 3+4 because it is easier to get high damage and carry. It isn't tag bufferable though, so I still prefer back 3+4 to this, but it is a good option to have. Yeah, she does have a follow-up, 441 plus 2, but I'll talk about that at a wall because it's useless outside of combos. So I'll be back in a bit. So we're back, and we're gonna go through some wall stuff. Before we wrap up, we might do some. Actually, might go through like a remove list or something like that. But whatever. We're back at the wall. I'm gonna talk a little bit about her wall game. She's pretty good at the wall, I think. Mostly because she has. Like, down back 4 becomes a lot scarier because you can sidestep cancel to guaranteed down to 4 if you do it quickly enough, like that. And it does a lot of damage. Even if they lie down, it still hits. It does less damage to them, but it still does a lot of damage. 32. So down back 4 becomes a lot scarier, as does back to 4. Because of the wall splat and the easy hit confirm. She's really good at pressuring people at the wall because of people not being able to really move. All of her homing moves wall splat, and back 3 wall splats, 4-2-1 wall splats, and 4-4-1 sorry wall splats, even destroy 1+2 wall splats. So all of her homing moves wall splat. As I said, down back 4 becomes more scary. Stuff like backup becomes a lot scarier if I put it on standing guard, because down back 1-1, backup 1, like it wall splats and it's plus frames, and it's not really seeable. So down back 1-3 becomes a lot scarier as well because they can't let you just do this shit all the time. So they're gonna have to duck sooner or later, or try to counter hit you. So if you do this and you got plus frames, I like to do down back 1 or backup 1 mix up with backup 3 a lot. And if they try to duck it, they get hit by this. Or if I know they want to hit buttons because they want to hit me out of backup, because it's only +4 I think, and I mean this is kind of slow to do this. I like to use 4 as a tool to hit them quickly at the wall and wall splat them. Let's see if I do it like this. Maybe I can simulate it like this, because 4 is a really great wall splat move because it does a lot of damage and it's 13 frames, so it's super fast to use. Always wall splats from quite far away actually. And I mean it's safe, and like if they duck a lot, as I said before, you got back to 4, and that's also safe, as I went through earlier. Her running game becomes a lot scary as well because from this range, like at the wall, it's harder to anticipate it and sidestep it, sidewalk it, sorry, and both options wall splat. Both running 3-4 walls and running 2 sorry, wall splats for a lot of damage. And I think the thing that makes her especially good at the wall is because she does a lot of damage at the wall. Like if you use 4 as a baseline, like the thing that's nice about it is her wall ender that I like to use. She has a lot of wall enders. But what I like to use in Tag Assault is 4-4-1 plus 2-2. The thing that's great about this is that you can do a lot of hits, and this will still do a lot of damage because it's a lot of hits. So you'll still get at least like even if the last hits only do 1 damage, you still get the first hit plus like 6 damage always, because it's 8 hits, and it hits like it always hits. Like if I do something like this, sorry, if I do that, see if I can actually hit this. You see, like all of them hit, and I'm left in destroy, and they have to stand up. The only thing that's negative about using 4/4 1 plus 2 2 as an ender is that you cannot sidestep a tag crash. Even if you use the destroy super sidestep, you don't have time enough to do that. So if they tag crash, you might want to end with like 4 1 plus 2 or something, something that recovers quicker, but then you get less damage, like a lot less damage. You saw that 4 1 plus 2 did like 96, and with this it did 109. So it's a lot of difference. So that's good to know. She has a lot of wall enders. As a solo, I'd probably use either 2 3 3 as an ender, or low jab to 4 1 plus 2, or the thing is, like her best ender as solo would be 4 3 4 4, but it doesn't hit at the wall. You gotta if you do full hits like this, like your best combo, it whiffs. So you got to use 4 3 4 4 optimally. You have to sort of, you gotta bind before the wall. Like say I get down for 2 here. Here I can get the full. If I have no wall hits, I can get 4 4 3 4 4. So it's a really great tool to use if you got a long combo and you want to bind just before the wall. Like you don't want to tag assault. Use 4 4 3 4 4. As I said earlier, you can end up in destroy after that also. You can do 4 4 3 4 only into destroy if you want to, and you can also go into destroy after the last hit. And destroy is really good at the wall because destroy 1 lets you at some angles, it lets you bind with this, but it's kind of hard. But this is great. It doesn't wall splat, but it's great for people trying to step. And as I said, this wall splats, so you get beefy combo. Like the wall ender I would probably use from destroy after combos is down 2, because all the hits will always hit. Other than that, I'd probably not do as many combos as possible in destroy because of the enders being quite kind of whack. But if you have to, I'd use down 2 as the ender. I think that's about it for a wall. Like I just keep using down back, like using backup and her safe wall splats like 4 back to 4, and running moves. Her throws are kind of weird because of throwing at the wall doesn't really give you wall oki. Like the 2 throw, you change size, but the 1 throw will like leave you out here, and that's not that good. The 1 plus 2 throw though does give you wall oki, because they sort of they're supposed to roll back, but they can't. So that's good. What I like to do at the wall is if they stay down, I like to do down to 4, because it's guaranteed if the first hit hits at the wall, and that's really good. And I like to mix that up with down forward 4. No, down for back 4. Sorry, because it becomes a 50-50 at the wall, and she doesn't really have that good ground hitting, like high damage stuff that is mid outside of the wall, but at the wall down to 4 is really good. And if you get them at certain timings, if they do like get up kicks or something, you can actually resplat with this. Like if you hit it at the wall, like normally it does wall splat, so that's good to know. Even though like I probably wouldn't use it since down to 4 is slow and it's minus 13, I think. Sort of a weird move. She has better options than that, but it is good as an Oki tool. So I think what I'll do before I start going through her move list is I'll go through some tidbits, some small stuff that's kind of useful. For example, a thing she has which is really good is her taunt. Her taunt is 1 plus 2 plus 4, and the thing that makes it good is that it has auto block in it. Sorry. So if I tag and I do 1 plus 2 plus 4, I'll block, like instantly block, almost. Like you still have this sort of tag, what's it called? Tag recovery, but like if I do it down for 2 or something here. But it's still like if I tag, let's see if I can time this. If I tag here, like I should be able to block it. Yeah, you see there. It looks like she just blocks, but if she blocks during this move, like in mid or high, it instantly nullifies the taunt. So it's good to use because even if you block something, like you get to punish it. The only downside to this move is that you do not block lows. So characters like Brian, or like characters with high damage lows, but especially characters that can launch you for not being able to block low, they're quite horrible to deal with. But still, like it's a really good option. Like how often is Brian going to do snake edge when you taunt anyway? No, when you tag. Sorry. So that's really good to know. It's super good. Really like it. Other stuff. For an example, like she has a great thing from might actually be able to do it like this. From lying down with face up, she can do 1 plus 2 to stand up like that, but just doing that is kind of bad. She can get floated in the animation like that, but she can do 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, and it does a lot of damage. You see 47 damage. It does low crush during the entire animation, and if you hit it you get while running 1 plus 2 guaranteed. And it's especially good against characters that have stuff that gives them guaranteed low hits. For example, Jack's 441. If you do 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, you're gonna counter hit him for trying to hit you with down back 2, and then you get a guaranteed while running 1 plus 2 for like, I think it does something like 75 or 80 damage for him just trying to get his guaranteed hit. And that's super good because it nullifies a lot of the things that make it super scary to stand up against Jack. Like he's still gonna be able to float you with back 3-2 and stuff like that, but it's really good to know and really good to punish people for not knowing their shit. Other stuff that's sort of situational. I talked about upward 3-2. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I might have done. But if they don't tech it, you get guaranteed hit on the ground. Which is really good to know. She has a way to get around unblockable tackles without stepping them. She can do up back 3 plus 4 to jump over people try to tackle you, and if you time it correctly you'll hit them with the hitbox when they run past you. Let's see if I can get this to actually work. It's sort of a weird timing, but it's pretty good. I did it too late. It's not super useful, but it's sort of a small thing. Weird. I don't know if Alisa has a different running tackle animation, but I think this should work. Yeah, like that. You get a punish, get 33 damage for them trying to get a running mix-up on you, and it will beat most running things anyway because it jumps so high. Like the unblockable tackle has quite a big hitbox anyway, but this will hit out of it. Good to know, but you can't always do it. But it's good to know. It's a decent thing to do. I might do a quick tidbit on combos now before I get into doing her command list. So I'll actually do that. I'll do a quick primer here. She has quite simple combos, and like most of the time the same rules apply. She has some problem fitting in characters' tag assaults, but for most of the time like she gets decent damage anyway, but she has a hard time doing a large amount of damage with tag assault. However, she is a very good tag assault filler herself. From down forward 2, your bread and butter is down forward 2, back 1, while standing 1-2. Then you want to do a jab into back 4-3 and dash into forward 4-1-4. That is your highest damage combo from down forward 2 as a solo character or without tag assault. From down forward 2, if I want a tag assault, I prefer doing down forward 1-1 to back 4-3 because it's less hits. Like if you do this, it's kind of hard to fit in tag assaults because there's so many hits in the combo already. Like with Bruce, I don't know, I might do something like 4-4 here, but that only does 80 damage, so it's not really worth it to give a character rage only because of 4 damage. But if I do this, I'm gonna get 83, so instead of 4 damage I got 7 damage plus, which is a lot more. Though with Alisa I prefer to not use tag assault that much because she has a hard time frame punishing with tag bufferable stuff, so I'd rather not give the characters so much red life, and she does decent damage herself. Like while standing 2 for an example, this is the combo you use for that, does 87 on herself, which is a really good amount of damage, especially for a like decent Punisher. She doesn't have that many situational combos. From up 4-4-4, you do forward 2 to 1-1 to down 4-1+2, and that's probably her weakest juggle out of all of them. But up 4-4-4 is quite a weak Punisher anyway. But with tag assault you can do quite a lot more damage. Because of getting like depending on the team, you get a lot more. Like if you've got someone like Steve, you might get upwards to 80 plus damage, but 72, that's a lot more damage for tag assault, which makes that combo starter a lot more beefy. Let's see here if I think does she have something that's really hard? I don't think so. From back 3+4 or 1+2, I would always tag buffer because they do a lot of damage as starters, and especially 1+2 leaves the character coming in at such a great position, so they can always get their full juggle off. With back 3+4 it's a bit weirder because they have to do some weird stuff to get all of the hits, but it's still almost always worth it to tag buffer it, I think, because Alisa herself has it's a hard it's hard to get red life as Alisa if you got her as a starter. As a tag assault, I like to use up 4-3-2 or back 3+4 3+4 as tag assault fillers, though some characters benefit from other stuff surely, but I think those are her best. There's some highest damage moves and you get some leeway in between to hit stuff. What you can also do with some characters is like tag assault her in and do like late in a combo, do sidestep to down back 2-2 or a sidestep to down 4 1+2 if you want to go for carry, because those will almost always hit very long into combos. Like if you got like 7 hits or 8 hits already, and then you can finish up with a running move or something like that to get further carry. But overall, I mean she's decent at juggling. I think maybe the hardest thing might be to time like while standing 2 to single boot 3, or doing the while standing 1-2 pickup, but that's not, like, she doesn't have anything that's mechanically really hard. No real mechanical barrier on Alisa. Other than that, I think that's it. There's some other stuff like this move is a launcher on Marduk only. You get a down jab on Marduk. That's sort of a super super tidbitty like stuff. Like you get a down jab on him. Well, no one else should get a down jab. It's good to know. It still doesn't make this move safe. I mean, it is high, but risk reward is a lot better. So I think that's it for this combo and wall part. I'll do a command list analysis or something like that in a bit. So see you in a bit. So we'll be doing a command list walkthrough now. I'll talk a bit about some moves. I'll skip the ones we already talked about. So we already talked about 1-1. We already talked about 1-1. We talked about that. Didn't talk about this. After 2-3 she can do 2-3-4, which is horrible. You should never use it because it's a super seeable low that's launch punishable. The timing on it is so late that people can always, like, they can see if you're gonna do the mid or the low. You can block low and then block mid then block low, so it's not a mix up, and it's horrible. Talked about that. Talked about that. Talked about that. And that. And that. And that. Yeah, I forgot to mention that maybe. I don't know if I did. If I didn't, she has a mid follow-up from 4-3-2. I don't think it's very good. It gives a crumple stun, but I would rather just do the 4-3-2. If you hit it, it does give you destroy up forward 1+2 guaranteed on the ground for a small follow-up. Talked about that and that. She does have like the coolest move names, like like pickup. Like that's a good name on a move. Okay, down forward 3-3. Didn't talk about that. Let's see here. Down for 3-3. It is, I think it's 16 frames. I wanna double check this. Did I not? Whatever. I'm pretty sure it's 16 frames. It is a mid to low. It is natural combo. Does track to her right, I think. Yeah, it tracks to her right. tracks pretty well to your right, actually. The second hit is really easy to low parry. The first hit is -12. I don't think it's super horrible, but I think she has a lot better options anyway. So I probably wouldn't use it that much. But it's good to know, I guess. Talked about that. Talked about that and that. Like deep web, deep link. Oh yeah, back one has a follow-up with 1+2. It is super horrible, never natural, gives a launch but is launch punishable. Super shit. Double threading. How good of a name is that? Dynamic range is like the best name ever. This is unblockable. That's horrible. She has a 1+2 follow-up after up back 3+4. It does launch and is tag bufferable, but I think it is launch punishable, and if they get hit by it, they're an idiot. This move. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about her high counter actually. She has a high counter. I'll show you too. Let's see here. It's kind of interesting. I don't think it's very good, but it is interesting at least. That's her high counter. It does counter all highs. Does even counter throws. Like if they do like this. Oh, sorry about that. If we do, what the hell? Come on. What the fuck? So like that. If we do like this, it does counter throws, does 27 damage. This is guaranteed. Up for 3+4, it's guaranteed afterwards for 16 damage, ungrounded. So it does do like 40 damage. The problem with it is that it has a really pitiful amount of active frames. Like it's almost like it's like 3 frames or something. Like it's really low amount of active frames, and it does like, because that's such a low amount of active frames, what you're gonna parry most of the time is probably jabs. But the thing is, with jabs you can block something that's, if it's not slower than 10, it doesn't get countered. Only 11 frames up get countered. And the thing is, it's launch punishable on block. So if you do this and they block, they can launch you for it, and they can do a really big launcher. Like I think it's like -30 or something. Like I think back 3+4. Back 3+4 is 19. I think you might even be able to do up forward 3, which is 20 as a punish. Yeah. And that was a late punish anyway. Like it's not that good. It's good to know, but I wouldn't use it almost at any time. Like fuck that move basically. And this move is only useful for that basically. Like you have a lot better options to hit grounded. This is super slow. You can do it with up forward, no, up as well to do straight up, but that doesn't hit anything, so I don't know why you would do that. Talked about that. We didn't talk about 4-4-2-3. 4-4-2-3, I don't think it's very useful anymore. It used to be her preferred combo ender, but 4-4-1-4 is a lot better. I mean, it is okay if you think they are going to, try to step this, because it will hit them out of the side step, and it is a natural combo. On the first hit it's -18, and on the second it's -12, I'm pretty sure. And you can sort of delay it, but I mean, it's sort of weird. You probably don't want to hit confirm, because you're at -18 on the first hit, so you're gonna want to do the second hit anyway. It's hard to step because of it being a 4-4 move that's really quick. It does have a great range. Like you can whiff punish with this if you want to. If you're not sure you're gonna be able to hit whiff punish with anything else, because like it's super fast and hits from super far away. But it is punishable on block. It does not have a mix-up either. So we talked about this. I probably wouldn't use it outside of combos unless you're on Marduk. Yeah, or Oki from down by 4. This move is weird. It's -10, I think. But the thing is, it's sort of slow. It is a knee, so it cannot be reversal. But it's -10, as I said. I think she has better options for traveling across the screen. But on hit, you get a guaranteed Korusugu 4-1 follow-up that always hits. So it's decent, I think. I don't think it's super horrible, but she has a lot better options. So I don't see people using this move a lot. Also hard, like it's easier to step than 4-4-2-3, but it's not super easy to step because of the input. Talked about 4-4-1+2. Back for 2, we talked about that. I don't know if I mentioned it. It is -1, I think, like -2 or -1 to +4, depending on how they block it. If they block it here, it is minus, but if they block it like here, it is plus. So that's good to know. It's sort of a ghetto version of running 2, but because it doesn't come out of running, people might not be as expected as much. But you should use running 2 from this angle, like at this base anyway, so they shouldn't be able to expect it unless they listen to your inputs like idiots or something. I don't know. This is really bad. It's unblockable. It's super linear. You can duck it. The only thing good about this is that if you pick her 3rd costume and do, like, I think it's backpack 2+3, she does a giant missile that isn't like it's mid, and you can hit idiots with that because they'll think you'll be doing this move. I talked about that and that and that and that. A digital lift. That's a really great move name. Clockwork is fucking shit. I hate it. Cupid Deadly is good. Sad Hound is good. Talked about that. Don't know if we talked about no, back turn 4. It is okay if you're in back turn. It does low crush some, and it is safe, but it's kind of slow, and it doesn't give you anything guaranteed. We talked about reboot, destructive form, which is worse named than destroy form, I think. Dual boot, Hertzblade Scud, Hertzblade Tomahawk, retro rockets. Yeah, we talked about that. Evasive action, we talked about that. I might have covered almost all of this already. This taunt is horrible because it's not auto block or anything, and it does not like you get floated. The only thing cool about it is that it's a real fucking taunt. Like if you do this, you know you're fucking with someone. Like you can't really, like, it's hard to cancel it quickly, and the only thing you can do is you can do what's the input? I thought it was 3 or 4. No, you can do like this. You can get up her chainsaws by doing 1 or 2, I think. That's the only thing that's cool about that. Taunt 2, 10 string, and 10 string is really bad, I think. The only thing useful about it is that you can do up back 4. You can do up back 4-1 to get into back 1, but the thing about it is that it's sort of a ghetto back 1. You see how it leaves you in that weird crouch animation, kind of long. So I don't think it's very good. Her side throws are pretty cool, but that's about it. Like this throw is really cool, but her back throw, like this shit, this is the fucking bomb. That's like the coolest throw in the game. Bam. Talked about that. Sample combos are bad. I think that's it. Yeah. So that's it. I think we're done now. Give a quick shout out to Aris for being a cool guy and making a cool tutorial. Um, and no shoutouts to True for making a bad tutorial. I'm disappointed, man. That one cool. You ain't cool. Fuck that. Know your shit, etc. Peace.